Good afternoon, US. Good evening, UK, and welcome to Paranormal Path Peeps. And tonight we have Paul Stevenson of the Haunted Magazine. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? Just thought of a bit,
Oh,
bit of, bit of, bit of
I'm
advertising.
fine. It doesn't bode well. Well, I can't even say Paul though. Not good, is it?
Yeah, it's good. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Thank you for
Yeah,
inviting me.
doing all right. Just tired. Eh, These weekends are heavy when you go out investigating. You get a full-on
Well,
week, and then you sort of go out till
most obviously
never
most
know
of
what
us have
time.
got, most of us got day jobs and everything. So weekends is the time for the best time for us to go, isn't it? To go ghost hunting and investigating, and they can if you do till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it can be quite draining sometimes, can't it?
Yeah, that's right. And if it's kind of active as well, which last night was, yeah, it's
Oh,
quite bad
cool.
at times, but yeah, it's great. I just love it. You never know what's going to happen, and that's it, isn't it?
This is what some to me it's what sums up paranormal. You don't know what's going to happen. Anything, everything, nothing, something.
Yeah,
And that's what I love about it. I love the buzz, the vibe, the cry, the going out with my friends. But you just don't know. There's no script. You just don't know what's going to happen. And that's what I like about it. The the basically no idea what's going to happen from start till finish.
no,
Really.
definitely not. But yeah, it can be sort of amazing and totally memorable sometimes.
Oh
I
yeah.
went, I went to Gresley Hall last night, which I've
Well,
been to a few times. It's kind of the old familiar place. You get similar spirits there every time, don't you? And the characters, and when you get to know them, it's yeah, interesting.
I
Every
think it's
step
quite. I
forward.
think it's. I think it's quite nice when you go to a place regular. To be honest,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. It's nice to go to new places, but sometimes when you get to something quite regularly, you get a feel for things and you get a feel for what's there. And of course, anything can come through at any given time. But it's always nice to go back rather than just do something different all the time. It's always nice.
that's right.
We go to Hinkley quite a lot. The Haunted Antiques
Yes,
with Neil and Jane's place,
so do
and
I. Yeah,
it's just amazing place. And it's not it's the building, of course, but the people there as well, and the people make
yeah,
it for me. The people make the paranormal for me. It's the lovely people, and that always helps. I think.
it does. And the thing is about Paranormal Research Centre, it is different every time.
Oh yeah,
You've got
100%.
different spirits coming through, and like,
Yeah,
sometimes you got the same ones who you regularly sort of meet, but then something really totally off the wall comes
yeah.
through, and
I
and then
often
you try and explain it to people. It's like, oh,
well,
okay.
I often say to Jane, I think your real name is Jane Crowley, not Jane Rowley. I think she's some kind of descendant of Alistair. I'm sure she is because she's brilliant, and she's think some of the things she does and comes up with is just off the chart sometimes.
Yeah, I do like their research.
Yeah, it's good, and they do something. You know what? There's no. I said this many times. There's no rule book. There's no guidebook.
No,
There's no way to do things. People say, yeah, there's ethics, and I get all the ethics thing. I get all that, but there's no rules that says you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't say this, you can't say that. And that's how it is for a lot of people. A lot of people think that just respect, kindness, all that. Yeah, personal traits they've all
definitely.
got in his life. That's fine.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's no right to me, in my opinion. There's no right or wrong to investigate the paranormal.
that's it. We don't know how to do, really, do we? We're just sort
No,
of trying any method that we can think.
yeah,
And if we can think of different ways, then we can do that.
yeah. I agree. It's just fun.
It's
I just find it
fascinating.
so much fun to do.
Yeah, definitely. So, where did the journey into the paranormal start for you?
It was a Friday. It was no.
What time?
I I think it was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I I've always been a teacher said that I've got an overactive imagination, which I probably
Right.
have still. And I fell into love with the Osborne books. I don't know if you can remember the Osborne books.
Yes.
It was in the late 70s. I was 8 or 9 years old, and I fell in love with the books on ghosts, UFOs, and monsters. And it kind of explained a subject that probably wasn't a subject for kids in a kid way. So you
Yeah.
kind of understood it, but didn't understand it, if that makes sense. The words and pictures and that, the Loch Ness Monster, High Price,
Yeah.
Borley Rectory, the Black Shuck, it kind of just gripped you, and I fell in love with them.
Yeah.
all those Osborne books and then the ghost books and everything. And I probably watched horror films at an early age when I shouldn't have watched them, that kind of thing. So I've always loved horror and paranormal, always, from as far back as I can remember. But I think books, I fell in love with books more than anything. It just, as a kid, 9, 10-year-old kid, it just, wow, it's like blew me away. Reading about Harry Price, Borley, Black Shark, all the Highwaymen ghosts, all that kind of thing. It was just bloody brilliant, really.
Yeah. But didn't you bring out
from there? Sorry, Jacqueline.
Didn't you bring out one of those books? You republished it, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Osborne republished it.
Yeah. Okay.
We did a cover homage to the book, issue 24.
Okay. Yeah.
We designed the cover to look like a book, but no, we did a joint with Osborne. We did a launch. They republished the book in 2019, so we decided to speak to Osborne and let's do some kind of big thing about it. And we did an event at Bosworth Hall where we got the original writer. Osborne invited people, we invited people, and it was just a good thing. It was just a great night, and then of course 3 months later, COVID hit us all. So it was like, wow, that changed a lot of things, to be honest.
Oh, wasn't it, Marge? Yeah, yeah. Because I actually went to Bosworth Hall with you once anyway, when Jane was there. So that was a brilliant night.
Bosworth is an amazing place. We did a recce there, 2016, 2017. Wow. They invited us up because I don't think they ever had an official ghost hunt before. Okay. So they invited us over. So we went, and it's just the drive on the, when you drive up to it, you see this massive grand hall in front of you. And of course, it's a living, working, breathing hotel, which kind of appealed to us because you've got, if the paranormal is all about energy, you've got the rooms you can investigate, and then about 5 meters away, you've got a bar full of people drinking. You know what I mean? So it's kind of not an abandoned mill. It's not an abandoned coaching inn. It's a proper bona fide place where people go and everything. So we were in these rooms and people were just walking through, thinking we were walking to the bar. So it's just crazy, But it's a great place. Absolutely love the place and the history. And I think Penny did a great book on the history of Bosworth. Penny Griffiths Morgan.
Oh yeah, she's amazing place, isn't she? Yeah. I like the churchyard there as well.
Yeah, it's weird because it is fascinating. The church is so close to it. Yeah, and it's on the grounds just to the left of the entrance, and it's just an amazing place, as I'm sure most locations are.
Yeah, but don't you find there's so many country houses like Bosworth Hall? And they've got a church right next door, haven't they?
Yeah,
you've got Annesley Hall and sort of Hall. Then they've got the churches. Yeah,
there always seems to be some kind of church close by or nearby.
Yeah.
I guess it was. I don't know whether the villagers or the town folk of the time used to go to the church, and then the squire or whatever would pop down or whatever. But it does seem that there's a lot of massive, grandiose country houses with a church or something nearby.
Yeah, so whether they kind of funded it, and it's handy for the family as well, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, they would have used the church throughout the ages, and then a lot of the families are there, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and also all these country, all these country halls and everything, and obviously a lot of fell into disrepair now, and a lot got sold to hotel chains like Bosworth. But there's so much history and so much mystery there. You got sometimes 400, 500 years of history, and the people who live there, and the legends and the ghost stories, and it's just fascinating. Just fascinating.
It is wonderful. The first time I went to Bosworth, I actually, I think it was probably with you, but then I did stay a night there when it was Neil's birthday party.
Yeah.
So I stayed there, and after the party, I walked around the grounds, and they can get creepy at night, especially near the water tower.
Oh yeah. Well, the water tower. We always asked about the water tower, but apparently it's asbestos city, so we thought it's not going there. But it's the ground. There's a pet cemetery. If you look carefully in the grounds of Bosworth. Yeah. It's just an amazing place. And it's, and the best thing about it is, it's a hotel, but it's not. It's a lot of the features have kept the same. The statues and the paintings, and the ornate staircase. They've not kind of travelodged it, if that makes sense. They've made it.
Yeah, it's got character still.
Yeah, they've got character. Yeah, that's right. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, they've got character. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's absolutely stunning place, but oh my gosh, aren't so many stunning locations?
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, when I first started the magazine years ago and started to kind of look into the paranormal, there was probably about 5 or 6 top locations where everyone kind of went to. You know, Morecambe Winter Gardens, that kind of thing. Yada yada.
Galleries of Justice,
Galleries of Justice, and they're great locations nonetheless. But I love it how it's kind of expanded and exploded into where people, lots of houses and lots of locations open the doors now. Of course it's a financial thing for both parties. For the teams and for the locations and everything. But there's so much choice now. You only have to go into a website for a ghost hunting company, and you could put your postcode in into these, and there's so many locations, great locations all over the country: England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, superb locations, which I love. I love the fact that people, the public like us, can go to these locations and can ghost hunt, and can investigate the paranormal, because it's a massive subject, it's a massive passion for a lot of people, myself included. So it's a hobby for a lot of people.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Some make a career out of it, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Some of it just do it. It's a weekend. It's a passion. It's a hobby, and that's fine also. There's a buzz. There is a buzz about ghost hunting. There's something just.
Oh, isn't there?
Some uniquely. you just don't know, do you? It's just
No, you don't know. And the thing is, like, if you could talk to somebody who's been ghost hunting, you could come out with this really crazy, outlandish story, and they'll go, "Yeah." You say it to someone in the street, and they want to lock you up. Because what you're coming out with is just so random.
That, though, but a lot of people say, "Yeah, I've heard this. I've heard this recently. I've heard this a few times. I don't believe in ghosts, but." And then they say the but, and they've had an experience, or there's something they can't explain. And that's what I find fascinating. I mean, I've said for many years, I'm going to a location to investigate the paranormal. It may or may not be haunted. I'm using gadgets that may not or may not work.
That's right.
And trying to speak to ghosts that may not or may not be there. It's just a weird thing to do when you think about it. To spend your time.
Yeah. It's like you can't sort of go into like a scientific environment with all the circumstances the same to test things out, because we don't know what's around, and that is the fun of it, isn't it?
It is the fun of it, and I think in 50 years' time, people will be having this conversation and this discussion and this debate. I think it's a subject that will never be proven 100%. Yeah, you'll always have the skeptical side, and you'll always have the believer side.
Yeah, that's right.
And everything in between, which is fine, But I think there'll be no cast iron evidence either way.
No.
Because I think if there would have been evidence, concrete, it would have happened by now. Because
that's right.
Paranormal? It's as old as anything.
Definitely, yeah.
Stories are doing
Fox sisters and everything else,
and everything. So. And even the technology with the gadgets and the stuff, that's kind of it's good that they've got gadgets, but nothing concrete's come through and everything. So it's just a subject that, to me, I don't want to prove or disprove. If I'm honest, I don't want to bunk or debunk. To be honest, I just want to enjoy what I do, and
that's right.
I think if you enjoy doing what you do, it's just a bonus. To be fair,
that's a big one, but. It's brilliant who I have met, like I started off this group, and then I sort of got to meet people, and then I sort of set up 1 or 2 main events, and then people have travelled from around the country. Wow. And to actually finally meet these people who you've been speaking to for about 5 years.
That's the thing,
and you actually know them.
I know.
It's weird, isn't it?
They don't feel like complete strangers, do they? Do you know what I mean? It's just like having a conversation, and you think, oh God, yeah, you feel like you know them, you feel like you know about them. And funny you should say that, because in the next issue coming out in September, there's a feature written by Chris Hubert. It's about one of your events at Matlock Pavilion.
That was insane.
Well, I was reading it, I'm thinking, I just like to check it, everything for spelling and grammar and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm reading it, I'm thinking, I'm so lost in this. It's amazing what happened. Wasn't it one of the mediums? Was it Julie or something, or Victoria, or
Yeah.
she,
Julie into it, yeah.
yeah, and it
But
was just amazing.
Jesus, yeah.
And the way, I mean, listen, we love Hubert, we love Chris.
Yeah, I do. I'm meeting him next week. I can't wait.
He writes like he speaks, and I love that. I absolutely love that, and it's I hope it comes across like that. And he's one of these guys who he just instantly just wow, what
I
a great,
love him to bits. I
what a
really
great
do.
guy.
And,
I like he's eccentric, and that's
wow.
people. Paranormal is about people being themselves to me, and Chris. He's just little waistcoats, and he's just a great guy. He's so fantastic, and if that's one advantage of the paranormal, meeting people like Chris, then that's brilliant.
Yeah, I'll show him this because he hasn't always got internet.
Bless him.
I will show him this because I'm actually meeting up with him next Saturday, and it's
Brilliant.
going to be another crazy experience.
Yeah, honestly,
it's virtually similar people to who went to the Matlock one.
It sounded like I got lost in it because I was like, wow, is this Then I read some more and I'm thinking of the clowns and everything, and I'm thinking, my God. And then, but if you think about the history of the place, and you think about what I said earlier on about anything can happen. There's no parameters or no goalpost. You know what I mean? As what can happen in that space. Anything can, if you believe on the lines that anything can come through. Anything can come through. Anything, anyone, anybody. Time. So,
I don't know if it's kind of one of my theories that like people go to the events, you get the flashing lights, and you're in different environments. Then all of a sudden something can happen, which is so personal, and it just takes you to a different level, and that's it. Everything's different from then on.
I think, and also the beauty of the paranormal is that you don't have to be on a ghost hunt or an investigation for something to happen.
No, that's
you can be on your daily routine. You can be at work. You can be at home.
Yeah.
You don't have to. It's not like it's something like stamp collecting or train spotting, where you have to have a book of stamps next to you, or you have to have a train. Go to a train station. You can be anything. You can be anywhere on holiday, at home, at work, with the kids, or not with the kids, or something, or in a pub, and something can happen that you can't explain. It's not exclusive to being that 7 p.m. till 3 a.m. on a weekend where you are at a location.
Yeah.
It can happen at 24/7, which is something I love, and it's a hobby to me and a passion to me. But it's a 24/7. You can't put it down and stick it in a drawer for 3 weeks, and then I'll pick it up 3 weeks time. You can't. I don't think you can do that. I think if you love the paranormal, if you like the paranormal, it's with you all the time.
Oh God, it is. And then, all the time you're just speaking to people, aren't you? It's like Facebook. It's terrible, isn't it? You just need to put it down sometimes.
Yeah,
like you chat to friends all the time.
It can consume you sometimes. I'll be honest. You can, this is what I mean. My kids are 15, and they're getting more and more into it. But before they were 15, it was nice to come home and sometimes shut the door on the paranormal because my missus is not into it. The kids are into it. So it's sometimes nice to have that little break, because your head's like sometimes, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of, I don't know if you've seen, Jacqueline, but there's a lot of teenagers and younger kids wanting to do ghost hunting now. And there are a few events companies doing ghost hunts for younger kids now, like Junior Paranormal, and I think Neil and Jane do.
I've worked on a couple for the teens. It's brilliant. It really is. Yeah.
It is, and again, it's like what rule says that you have to be 18 to go ghost hunting? Because my kids are so curious, and they're so also they're so clued up on life and things.
Oh, it's changed, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
So I think if you want to encourage the next generation of ghost hunters or investigators, we need to let them do what they want to do and do these events for teenagers and that kind of. Laurie just put something.
Ghost
That's
of the
true.
Life, not for Halloween. I love
That's
that.
true. That's true.
Yeah, but it's just so fascinating. Yeah, I've worked on a couple of events with teens, and they're just so keen. At least at the start
Well,
they're kind of shy at joining in, but
yeah.
they like the opportunity to
Well,
try
they
it. And
can't. They're kind of not scarred by life, are they?
oh God, no!
They're not so kind of like they're not had 20 years, 30 years life experience. They've not all the bad
Cynical and
stuff and
bitter, yeah.
yeah. So they're kind of naive, but I think that naivety and that enthusiasm mixes well
Oh, it
together.
does, yeah.
And
And they
yeah,
can
and
think of different ways, can't they? And
yeah,
they get different ideas, and yeah, like
there's a lot. I don't know if you think, but there's a lot of locations where where sometimes the medium picks up on a ghost child.
oh
And
yeah,
if
loads of times.
if there's a kid there, or if there's a child there, then and sometimes we use dolls and pushchairs and prams as objects sometimes. So why if a ghost kid was there, you'd have thought that they might interact more better with someone of their own age. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's it.
it's it's great.
Yeah. It is totally fascinating, and yeah, and if it's just been wonderful how the children just take part, well, the teens rather,
Yeah.
and yeah, they can just, yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
It's again, it's like it's a subject,
Also,
isn't it?
I've met Michelle's ghost kids.
Oh yeah, Michelle's, yeah.
They are
It's
awesome.
it's a
Yeah,
subject that if you're into it, you don't suddenly turn 18 and say I'm going to be. You know what? I'm going to. I think it's something like I said. You asked me the first question you asked me tonight. Well, when did you paranormal? Because I read books at 10, 11, 12 and everything, and I got kind of hooked into ghosts and spooks and UFOs and that kind of thing. So I went down that path, so to speak. And
yeah,
I think a lot of kids are the same these days. They're curious and they're open minded and they want to learn and they see the parents doing it now more than ever. And I think with the right guidance and with the right under certain conditions, then why shouldn't it go to them? Why shouldn't they?
that's right.
Of
Yeah,
course, health and safety comes into it as it always does in life these days. But if it's all above board and everything, then yeah, I think it's great that there's kids who are 10, 11, 12 and teenagers ghost hunting
it
safely
is
and
brilliant.
securely.
Yeah, they have got to be old enough in some way because my best mate's daughter wanted to go to an event and got the go ahead. So what I did, I went round to the house and went through the motions of doing a vigil. That were it. She legged it as soon as the board came out. But
Well, the thing is,
about 2 years later, she did go to the Paranormal Research Centre and
I think,
enjoyed it. But
I think
it
a lot of
wasn't the right
I think
time.
a lot of teams, a lot of ghost hunting teams and paranormal companies probably say over 18 in their terms and conditions because of a health and safety and an
That's right. Yeah.
insurance thing, which is fair enough. But if there's an event dedicated to under 18s and everything, and um, all the T's are crossed and the I's and everything, and then I can't see it being a problem.
Yeah. Lorian used to do silly mini seances asking for ghosts for friends in the house when we were about 10. And kids will do it regardless. And it's better that they're doing it in a safer environment rather than
Yeah,
really
yeah.
messing about. And who knows, they could be scarred for life if they do it wrongly, couldn't they? And this is the thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's as long as it's done with with respect and everything, and everyone is interested, curious. I remember we did. Some of our friends dabbled in the old Ouija when we were 12, 13 and everything, that
Yeah,
kind of
that's
thing.
right.
It's just something, you see films and you see this and you see that and you think, oh, I can have a go at that, I can do that and everything. And it's curiosity. All kids are curious, all kids are curious and intrigued by things. And I think social media has made that exposure bigger and broader than ever before.
Oh, hasn't it?
So
Yeah.
the TikTok, that kind of thing, and these kind of things, the paranormal's kind of pops up every now and then in people's lives. There's more TV shows than ever before. There's more shows, more dark shows on Netflix, that kind of Stranger Things,
And
that
it's
kind
hitting
of
the
thing.
newspapers a lot as well, isn't it now? More so.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
once upon
yeah.
a time, we couldn't discuss it.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, you can discuss this. It's fine. and it's more out in the open.
Sorry, I think I'm just trying to read Sarah Ed's question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've had in the past we've had experiences about children, but we'd always welcome. This is the thing about the mag. We always welcome new and different writers, whether they're experienced writers or first-time writers, and we always want to tell a story about the paranormal, how it's available and accessible to all who want to be involved in it. And people like reading about stories. People like reading about new things that they've not read about for a long time. So yeah, Sarah, please DM me or get in touch with me. We can talk some more. Yeah, but I think
that's brilliant.
I think the mag is, we try and every issue is a blank canvas. We don't say, Andy and myself, we never say, right, we need to do this, that, and the other. We just don't. It's a blank canvas. Issue 37 gets put to bed. Then we start again on issue 38. We think what worked, what didn't work, but it's a blank canvas. We start again with a new cover, new features, new ideas, and people say, "Oh, what's the theme?" Well, the theme is that it's paranormal. There's no kind of theme.
Yeah, that's right.
It's as long as it's weird and wonderful and bizarre and spooky and ghostly and UFO-y or whatever. I was looking before I came on here. I was looking at the features for the next issue, and it's like, blows my mind what people are writing. The writers are just wow, and he's
brilliant.
Right, just so amazing. And some of these are established writers, some of these are first time writers, and you've got to get off the people who can just write something like that. But the paranormal is personal. It's always been personal to me. It's a good club to be in, but everyone's on their own personal journey. Everyone's
right, they are
different stages of where they are in the paranormal, where they want to be. We're not all trying to achieve the same goal in the paranormal. We're not trying to achieve 100% proof. Some of us go down the mediumship route, some of us go down the historical route. So this is why the circle's getting bigger and bigger in the paranormal. It just seems to be branches everywhere, flying left, right, and centre. Which is, there's no straight path.
Oh God, no! That's it. That's the way I see it. Like, if I'm writing a book, I've written it, I've got to edit it, and I do see it as a path. And then you walk along the path with somebody for a distance, and then you might go one way, they might go the other, and you learn and take experiences one way or another from these people, positive or negative. And
if you want to change,
get designed to meet these people, whether it's already decided, just to show you something to help you. I don't know.
If you want to change your mind about your opinions about how you see things, then fine. Don't be swayed by the majority of people who believe in certain things. Do your own. If you want to follow down a path and go down that path, by all means take on board other people's opinions, comments, that kind of thing, views and thoughts. But when you're ready to change your mind, if you so wish to change your mind, then change your mind. I've always been. I'm not 100% believer, and I'm not 100% skeptical. I'm one of these people who sit on the fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
I've seen things I can't explain, and as much as I try and explain them, I think, how the heck did that happen? And other things I think, but I don't go. If something happens, I don't automatically try and find out, try and debunk it. You know what I mean?
All right. Okay. I do.
I don't go around the houses trying to work out what made that noise. Yada yada yada. I try and I try and enjoy. Well, I do enjoy the night.
Yeah.
But I also feed off other people's experiences, because if there's a group of 8 or 9 of you and they have experiences, I love that too. Even if I've not got the same experience.
Yeah.
Like I remember at Hinckley we had I think we had an event a couple of years back, and I think there was about 4 mediums. Who were there, 4 people who were sensitive, with the group, and they all kind of picked up on this little girl. And obviously, I'm not a sensitive, or I'm not a medium. I couldn't see it, but I love the fact that these 4 people were kind of picking up on the same person, and they were, rather than kind of battling each other to get the best view, best thing with this girl, best relationship. They were helping each other, and I'm like, I so wish, I wish I could be a medium for a day, just
Yeah.
to just to experience what all these things coming through and all that, because obviously even mediumship, there's clairaudient and there's clairvoyant and
Definitely.
there's I think there's one for taste and smells. I think I'm not sure what it's called.
Yeah,
But
there's about
is
seven.
it Claire?
I don't.
Is it Claire Guston or something? I'm sure it's something like that.
There's a lot of Claires.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of Claires. Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Well, I just wish I could experience, how they operate for one day.
You can though. You can learn it. You can
Yeah, you
learn to
can.
open up, and I have.
Yeah,
No,
you can.
seriously, I have.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Some degree.
I always say the door in my mind is locked firmly. I would
Oh,
love to.
bless you.
I would love. Honestly, I am the most open-minded person when it comes to paranormal. But out of HauntedLive, myself, Andy, JW, and Simon, I'd say that probably Andy and JW have had their doors opened, kicked in more than ever
Oh,
before. They're definitely more sensitive than myself and Simon.
oh
And
wow.
it's not for wanting to, it's not for trying to be open minded, because we always,
Yeah.
but they kind of experience and sense and see more. And I think it's a journey. It's that I'm not ready.
Oh, it is.
I'm not ready to have my door kicked in yet. You know what I mean? So you know,
Yeah, there could be that as well. Yeah,
when the
because
time's right.
a few weeks ago, I was chatting, and I felt somebody put the hands on my shoulder, which I weren't impressed about. I've never, like people say they get touched. Well, I've only been touched 3 times. The first was like 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and then I got touched again last night. And I think that's kind of a sense as well, because I've never felt it before.
Yeah,
Okay, I feel like someone messing with my hair, yeah, but to actually feel somebody put the horrible bony cold fingers, oh, that was horrible.
yeah, exactly. I mean, Jason has that quite a lot. He's got a kind
You
of
have to be ready for it.
he's got what I call an action man haircut, very thin hair, and he often gets something that touched his head, that kind of thing. It's good. This is what makes it appealable to me, because we're all different. We're all kind of experiencing different things, and that's what I love about it. That's what I love about it. I mean, weirdly enough, the other time, Inkley, last time we were 2 weeks last week, there was 9 of us, and they were all guys, and that's very rare these days to have all
it's mainly women, isn't it? To be fair.
It's mainly women. And back when I first started, it was ghost hunts were like basically all female, and the husband was dragged along as a chauffeur or to make the numbers up. But I reckon there's more men interested than ever before. Andy, yes, my paranormal, yes, yeah. But now I reckon there's more men interested in this now than ever before.
Yeah, it is brilliant. I think because things are more open now, aren't they? And it's more acceptable, and so yeah, it's easier maybe for people to join in.
Maybe it is. You don't get me wrong. I still think women and females are more sensitive and more intuitive than us guys. 100%. I think they can pick up on more things in a room at a time. But I like the fact that it's anyone. We've got a guy called Adam who I think is listening tonight. I think I've seen his name pop up, and he's just one of the most amazing guys. He's got so much experiences and so many things happening to him, and he's not got a clue what's happening. So I think with guidance and from Jane, I think Jane's given him guidance. I think he'll probably find out what's happening. But it's just amazing. How people who you didn't know 2 years ago, you're now good friends with, and it just blows you out of the water. You mentioned that before, being about speaking on Facebook to people. For 5 years, and that was true at Parameet last year when.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to that one. I really do.
Yeah, September.
Well, I am going. What am I on about? I'm going.
You're definitely going, yeah.
I'm going, yeah. I've got
the first one last year at Bosworth, it was amazing because you were talking to people and you'd never met, and yet you, like you said, you know them. You've messaged them on Facebook, and you've discussed and debated the paranormal for months with them. It was just great to have that kind of, because obviously since COVID, of course, when everything locked down, ghost hunts stopped for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So it was nice to be able to get out in the fresh air and everything, and meet up with like-minded people. That was brilliant. Yeah, this Parameet will be really good. I'm sure it will be.
Oh, it will be, yeah, because I was at the Parafest at Skegness, so
Oh
as a
yeah,
speaker there, and oh, it was bloody awesome, you know. The speakers as well.
is that what did Neil speak there? Did Neil Packer
Yeah, you
speak there?
did. Yeah, so
I
Neil
think
was there.
I know America
Wayne,
goes.
Mark Manley, and Robert E. Young. I think is. Oh gosh, I keep forgetting his name. But yeah,
I know there's many
he's
conventions in
awesome.
America and stuff, but I think there's a trend now for para meets and para festivals and para conventions in the UK. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're a small tiny island, so we're never going to get the many as that got in America. But I think it's a good idea to meet up
Oh,
with
it
with
is.
like-minded people and discuss and chat and listen to people are saying and just mingle.
That's right. Yeah, and you can become good friends out of it. You know, just to spend like one day with these people. It's absolutely awesome, isn't it?
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah, because I keep meeting Mark Dudley now. He's from Cambridge, so, and he keeps like travelling up here. And we're at the National Justice Museum and soon, and you know, it's just great, isn't it? Just
It
to
is.
get
It is.
together and just
It is.
combine the energies and experiences.
It's always nice though to meet people who you've not met as well. You know what I
Oh
mean?
gosh, yeah,
It's
definitely.
it's nice to be able to meet your friends and meet people you see again regular, but it's sometimes not nice when you get first timers.
Yeah,
And
that's
first
right.
timers who come to your event or come to a convention or a festival, and then they discuss the paranormal with you, and
That's it.
you realise then how it's it's not just a small club; it's a massive kind of
Oh, it
group of
is.
people, right?
That's
From
right.
all walks of life, whether you're a professor or you work in a shop. You know what I mean? There's no hard and set fast rule that means that you don't belong. Everyone belongs. Everyone belongs in the paranormal if they choose to be in the paranormal.
That's
You know.
it.
You know.
Wednesbury Paranormal had a meet up at the pub last week in
Yeah.
Walsall. So I went
Oh,
up there. I
yeah.
only knew the team or just one or two people, and it was just great. You know, it was a different environment. It's chucking it down with rain. We went to a few pubs, but we had a laugh.
I
And
think
you know,
that's
it's just a great to be. You know, and then obviously you Facebook, you actually get more friends. You know, but people you actually know rather than the
yeah.
ones you don't, sort of thing. And it's just wonderful.
It's a great way of meeting people. Great way, and social media is we all know social media is good and bad. We all know that.
Oh God,
There's
yeah.
no point. There's no point denying it. But
Oh,
when it's used for good, when it's used for the good purposes in life, it's an amazing thing. You can catch up with things. You can read about things. You can discuss and debate and disagree with the paranormal people in the paranormal world. And it just you can learn. You can read things and everything. It's just great. So,
oh,
if
definitely, yeah.
everyone concentrates on the good side of social media, then,
Yeah,
then
as long as people are sensible about it, and that's it.
yeah,
You know, we have got different views and everything, and
yeah, yeah.
I've just posted a picture on my page, and people that you know that the people who post it are adamant it's right, and I think some things so do others, and it's going right. Okay, well, this is what I think, but you know,
This is I've
it,
always
it's up to you. You know what I mean? This is your take. We don't know,
I
so
love
that's it.
I love pictures on the paranormal. I love
Yeah,
ghost hunting pictures, and I always respect the people who post them up
oh,
because
definitely.
I think a they know what abuse they might get or what comments they might get, not abuse, what comments they might get.
Yeah,
And also, I'm thinking, well, the people who are making comments, good or bad, they don't know what happened on the night. They don't know
that's right.
what how everybody felt. So they don't know the time and date and what camera it was and everything. But it's. I just love looking at the pictures. I mean, well, I love the Victorian pictures with the
Oh,
the mediums with the ectoplasm, and
oh
I
God,
just think they're great.
yeah.
I
It's
just think they're
fascinating,
wonderful.
isn't it?
It is fascinating. It is,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
people, people kind of think that fakery in the paranormal is like a 20-year-old thing. It's not. It's been going on around for
Oh
years.
God, yeah,
If
definitely.
if you buy into the Fox sisters and their
Yeah,
wrappings and in 18 the 1820 1830s, then going over 200 years nearly. You know, people wanting to try and trick people and try and con people, and everything. And even Harry Price at Borley Rectory. Some people call him a genius. Some people call him a fraud. So you just
don't know. It's like the Warrens as well. You know, people say this and that, but they were doing this when it wasn't acceptable.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
So they're going to be slated anyway, aren't they? So it's hard to know without actually analysing and going through real accounts rather than, you know, the many other ones.
The thing is with the Warrens is, you know, people can talk good or bad about them, but we actually interviewed
Tony.
Elizabeth.
Okay.
And I can't remember. It's bad. I can't remember her name now. Isn't it? It's, she was the guest editor of our Women in Paranormal magazine.
Oh, awesome.
And she'd retired from public life, and we interviewed her, and she said we actually asked about what it was like being a female paranormal investigator back in the 50s and everything, and she said it was hard. It was very, very hard in that environment, and in that time of especially in America, I suppose. It was hard to be a woman doing that, having a career or having that kind of thing. So, you know, we've got lots of respect for the Warrens and everything. But yeah, people have. This is what I said before. People have their own opinions on people in the paranormal. You know,
and it's not always educated, is it? You know, it might be because they've heard something, or you know, they've seen a newspaper article, or
It's about it swings and roundabouts, you know what I mean?
Exactly, isn't it?
It swings and roundabouts. There's good and bad in everything in life. So,
yeah, that's it. Because Lynn's had so much abuse over photos, spent hours and taken thousands of photos to get one or two fantastic ones. I think there's a lot of jealousy, but I've put in the work over the years, and I'm proud of what I have, and have a backstory behind each. And that's it, Lynn. Wonderful.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a personal journey.
If you know, like a lot of these photos don't have a backstory. Now, I've got a photo of an orb, and we all know that's a dodgy subject. And Viv and Adrian were there. It's Viv, Adrian Cook.
Yeah, Adrian Cook and Viv. Yeah,
that's it. So it was the end of the night. It's in the Salutation Caves. So obviously it's caves. You might get moisture. I've been taking photos with a DSLR all night. At the end of the night, 3 photos of the group, the guests. The first one, nothing. Second one, nothing. Third one, Spirit. Viv says, Spirit, can you step into the photo? There's an orb. So everyone, oh no, it's moisture. But then again, I haven't had moisture in a photo all night. And we asked and something happened. And everyone go, no, but I don't know. We never will know, will we?
Listen, people's opinion on orbs, they have the right to have that. They have the right to have that opinion. But often people say, oh, yeah, it's 99.9% moisture or water. Yeah. I'm thinking, well, if it's 99.9% water or moisture, what about the 0.1%? There might not be moisture or water.
That's right.
Just, you know, it's like
down to probability as well, isn't it? A lot of it.
It is.
You know, like you say, oh, can the light come on? It comes on. So, oh, yeah. You know. And then, can it come on again? Yes. And then the probability is so crazy that, you know, why is this happening?
You know what? This is what I said before. In 100 years' time, there'll be 2 people on Zoom having this on stream, having this chat, discussing the paranormal and discussing orbs. And I'm sure they were saying exactly the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know.
It's just fantastic, isn't it? You know, and we just do what we do, and oh gosh, it's brilliant, isn't it? Half the time.
Yeah, honestly, it's amazing. And I think if you said before about somebody who's not interested in paranormal, if you sit down and discuss them with them, they'll be like, well, you know what I mean? So, you know.
Yeah.
But if you've got an interest in it, you can chat to hours for somebody. And you can listen and learn, or you can put your point of view across. It's just an amazing. I love ghost hunting with Andy and JW and Si, meeting people, and you know, even if it's a quiet night, it's just amazing to be in we were looking at these amazing buildings, amazing locations full of
Yeah,
history. You know,
that's right.
you just sat like at Bosworth, or you just sat in in a place that's had 400, 500 years of history, where people have walked
Yeah,
through it and everything. And that kind of the Battle of Bosworth Field just down the road. It's like you're actually walking on history. You're actually
yeah,
in a place that's been around for so many years. It's unreal.
yeah. It's incredible when you sort of go like, I've Derby Jail, National Justice Museum, Nottingham,
Yeah,
when there were
yeah,
hangings outside,
right, exactly.
and you just think, my God,
You're
all these
on,
people like,
you're on the steps where people have been hung. It's like, it don't make
yeah,
sense.
it's you can't get your head around it, can you
No,
really?
you
And
can't. You can't really. You can't.
all the people like baying for the blood, the whole entertainment carnival atmosphere of what it must have been like, and it's just mad, isn't it?
And there's so much, wherever you're based in the UK or wherever, we do need a not pop cross on soon, Lauren, definitely. Wherever you're based in the UK or even abroad, really, there's so many locations in your area.
Oh,
I
definitely,
get
yeah.
asked a few times, like, how do you start in the paranormal? I think you start locally. Look at your local
That's
areas.
right,
Look at your
yeah.
local pubs. Look at your local history, local legends, local myths, and then go from there. You
Yeah.
don't have to spend a fortune on travel if you can't afford it. You don't have to drive if you're based in London. Don't have to drive to Blackpool unless you so wish to. Just concentrate in your local area, because there'll be something in your area, some legend, some mystery,
Yeah.
some 400-year-old pub, some historical. There's always something in your
Oh,
local
definitely,
vicinity.
yeah.
Like we're based. We've got Annesley,
Oh gosh,
we're based, that
honestly.
kind of thing. Annesley, and yeah,
Wow.
it's run down now because of a fire. But
Oh, it's getting better.
is it getting
It's got a
better?
roof on it.
Oh, that's good then. That's
So
good.
they've knocked down part of a section.
Yeah,
That's all gone, and they've put a roof on it. So I
that's good
don't know what
then.
they're doing, but yeah.
And you got
It's a wonderful
you've
place.
got news you've got news to Abbey, which is
Oh,
not
of
far from
course,
where
yeah.
I am.
That's wonderful as well.
So
Wonderful.
wherever you go, even if you live in Pontefract, you've got the council house, you've got the 30 East Drive
Yeah, that's
council house.
right. And is it the castle? There's something else near there as well, isn't there?
I think there is a Pontefract castle. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think
So
there
I'd
is.
be fascinated to go
I
there
think there is.
because
Have you been to East
no,
Drive? It's
it's one of
just
those. My friend went and she said it's brilliant, and I want to go, but I've got to sort a dog out because it's a long drive for me.
it's an amazing place. We've been there many times, and it's the kind of place you don't expect to be a haunted location. It's a council house on a council
Yeah,
estate. And I love that fact. The paranormal doesn't have to be a coaching in or a historic cast. It can be anything, anything. If you believe in hauntings, anything can haunt anything. Surely, you know what I mean. This can
well,
be
that's it. Yeah,
whether it's a 1995 building or whether it's a 1695 building. Anything can haunt anyway if you believe in that. But
that's
yeah,
right.
30 East Drive is an amazing place, and
Yeah.
I know people, but I know people have been once or twice and say nothing happened. But again, it's
Is it who they're with? Is it climate? Can the climate cause changes? Can
I don't know. Can
we
people
don't?
change? Can people
Yeah,
change?
exactly. Are they tired?
I know.
There's so many factors really, which could mean there's no activity, or on the other side, why there is activity.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I think
Yeah,
because I know Neil and Jane have been, I think, and they've said that nothing happened when they were there, but
yeah,
they've been at least they've been and seen.
yeah.
You've
I am
got people.
close.
You'll get there when the time's
I
right.
will
I'm
do.
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got people who've been to who've never been to a location saying it's not haunted, but
How
kind
can
of
you
guess
say it?
kind of guess you have to know, you have to be there
Yeah, that's right.
to experience it. But I love East Drive. It's one of my top locations. It's an amazing place.
Yeah, my friend went a week or so ago. She absolutely loved it. Table tipping, cater, and all the stuff she does.
Really.
She loved it to bits. I can try and avoid things like that. You know what I mean? I try and pick up other things, but yeah, it's.
That's the thing. That's the
And the
thing.
best
About why I get what you're saying, but why avoid things in the paranormal? I get what if to
it's a
me
human element of table
it
tipping
is. It
with
is.
strangers.
Oh yeah, I'm saying
That's
I
yeah.
I am the same. Because,
I'm not
but
going to waste my time. Put it that
but
way.
even with people, sometimes it's like, well, table tipping is like, it's like, I guess it's like Ouija boards, isn't it? It's like Ouija
Yeah,
boards because you've got people on the board using the planchette, and they are obviously touching the planchette,
yeah,
but
that's fine.
and then you can say, yeah, they're moving it, that kind of thing. But sometimes you can say, well, they might not. A, they might not be moving it, and B, they might not be moving it. It might be
Yeah,
something. Then
but
you
it
got
is
people who
down
say
to trust, isn't it?
it is, and I'm blessed to be with people who I trust.
And that is the biggie. Yeah,
Yeah, I think, and people say, "Oh, yeah, you can fake it," but just because the paranormal can be faked, it doesn't mean it is faked. That's the
yeah,
thing. Yeah, we can
that's
listen.
right.
Anyone can fake anything in life. It's
Oh,
not just
definitely. Yeah,
paranormal, you know.
yeah,
So it's nice when you're with the people you can trust and people because I know that if I was with my mates and they all saw something and I didn't see something,
you know
I
it's real. Yeah.
I don't not believe them. You know what I mean? I
Oh, of
believe them,
course. Yeah,
and I know that if I saw something and they didn't see anything, they believe what I saw. So trust is a big game.
yeah, that's
It's a
right.
big thing in the paranormal game. It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the people I'm going out with next Saturday, I think it's going to be insane because the combined energies, and with some being like empaths, mediums as well, like we're going to be quite strong going in there. So,
Oh, very good.
well, you know what happens at Matlock, so anything could
Yeah, we
happen.
do.
And
Where are you off to?
National Justice
Oh yeah,
Museum. So
yeah.
I've already had issues there last time I went. Especially carried out by Viv Powell in front of Brian J. Kane.
It's a great,
But
it's a great place though. I must admit, it's a
yeah,
great
and
place.
it's linked to my past life apparently.
Oh wow! Well,
So
this is another part of the paranormal, the past
oh
life regression and everything. I know Paul
Jesus.
Goddard, who I'm sure Paul Goddard does past life
Yeah,
regression with people.
yeah,
And sometimes you think your subconscious plays tricks with you, and you think, well, maybe there is something inside a person that they've had a previous life or previous something or another.
yeah.
So that seems past life regression seems to be becoming more and more popular or into play now in
It's
the paranormal,
intriguing.
that kind of
But
thing.
I've had two shockers. I want
Really?
a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Both in Nottingham as well.
Yeah.
So the second one was actually recorded, and I was a bloke. And at one
Wow.
stage, Robbie was taking me through it, Robbie Crossan, and I looked down and said, "Oh my God, I've got hairy legs."
Wow.
And there's
Wow.
one stage where I went into a bar, and he said, "You go to a pub, what do you buy?" And I bought something from behind the counter, and
Oh
then I
wow.
ended up walking the streets of Nottingham with it.
Look at
And
that.
as that was happening, I was getting slurred speech as well.
Wow.
So, you know,
It's
it's
something. It's weird, isn't it?
incredible.
It's very weird.
Yeah. And there's something about me and the judge at the galleries.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, it's going to be a heavy night next Saturday.
Yeah, because I mean, if you go deep thinking,
Oh,
you can't just be you're born, you do what you got to do in life, and then you
yeah.
die. It can't just be that. Surely there's got to be something before and something after.
It's mad, isn't
You
it?
know, it's because we get a lot of features, some features written about UFOs, and they're obviously they're in the news these days and
Oh,
everything.
gosh. Yeah, definitely at
And
the
some of
moment.
you read some of them, and you actually, you know what? Actually, what these people are writing about and everything. And you think, God, is there more than? Is it just? It can't just be just the fact that you're born, you're created, you do what you got to do, and then you pass over. There's got to be something in between, or something before and after. Sorry,
It's
you know what I
mad,
mean? You
isn't
can't,
it?
and then
Yeah.
some people write about how aliens are walk amongst us, that kind of thing, and it does make you think. It does. Some of these
Yeah, we
writers.
don't know.
No, but it does. The paranormal makes you think. It makes you question. It makes you think. It makes you wonder if what is life? What is it all about? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is, and when you get a lot of people coming out with the same theories from different
Mm,
sources,
mm,
and
yeah.
it kind of adds up a bit. Like, okay, my first past life regression, I was a peasant at Nottingham Castle.
Oh wow.
I
Yeah.
just live right near there where the Robin Hood legacy is, right?
Oh wow, yeah.
And I was a fruit seller. And I don't eat fruit
Oh
because I
wow!
hate sticky fingers from fruit.
Oh wow!
So that really ties into that. And
It
I know
does,
it
yeah,
sounds really stupid, but
yeah,
why is it that I don't like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I go in the garden, get my hands wet, muddy, whatever, but I've got an
Well,
issue.
true.
And it's mad, isn't it? And
It is
the
mad.
facts which came up was it was the right king, because to say who was the king, and you know what's your proudest moment was me making bread and the king awarding me something for it. And then when I got killed was when the soldiers came back from the First Crusade, because he went to reclaim the castle.
Oh wow!
And that's when I
It's
died in that life.
yeah.
And stacking up on the dates I was given on that, and also the structure of the castle, when I checked, you know, the names and the structure of the castle as well, and it all tied in.
Wow,
And it's like,
that's
oh my
amazing.
gosh, yeah. And to
Wow. I mean,
say I've been to Robin Hood Legacy, you know, I'm not saying it's exactly there.
no,
And
but
it's just weird, isn't it?
it is
It
weird.
would make sense that you just live outside the castle area.
And then yeah, that is weird. People will sometimes say to me, "Well, what happens if we're the ghosts and the ghosts are living people? They don't,
Ah, there is
don't
that as
blow my
well.
mind." You know
Like,
what if
are
they're
they
right?
living their normal lives?
Yeah,
You know, are they going about their day to day?
yeah,
And like, I was investigating with MJ, and she sort of said, "How do you see us?" And they see us as shadows.
yeah. So
So
you
yeah,
know,
we could be their ghosts. It's just wow. It's
it
just
is.
lovely, isn't it?
It's
I
brilliant.
love
It's
it.
brilliant, isn't it? It's absolutely fantastic. It
I
really
just,
is.
I just
You know,
absolutely love it.
I haven't got a clue what's going on, which is how I like it. I love
Yeah,
that. You know,
yeah.
you
And
know.
you know, you just try and put theories together any which way you can.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you try and put two and two together, because that's our natural way, isn't it? It's the way
yeah.
our head works. We try and make things right.
You try and give it an explanation. I think
Yeah,
sometimes you can't give an explanation. You just cannot give an explanation. We were at
yeah.
Inkley years ago, and we were with Barry Guy, and a table moved. And none of us touched it. A proper
Oh
heavy
wow,
table.
awesome.
It's on camera, and we were like, "Wow!" You know, today,
Yeah,
5 years later, it baffles me as to how this table moved. You know,
yeah,
I was filming. I was like, "What?" You know, and I was like, the guys who lifted hands off the table. It moved. It was on camera. It moved. And
yeah.
nobody touched it. None of us touched it. None of us moved it. And it's just amazing how that to this day it's one of the best pieces of footage that I've witnessed myself. I've been there at that
Wow,
time. You know,
that's
so
it. I've seen Hannah move on a chair, and it wasn't through the floor moving. So you know how she's on the little tricycle. We
yeah,
were just standing there, and all of a sudden she starts moving on the
yeah.
tricycle.
Because the last time I was there, I moved because obviously we had 9 guests.
You moved them
I
all.
moved all the
Yeah,
dolls and I've got to put
I
them
know
back.
you
And then
did.
you messaged me and said, "Oh dear,
Yes,
I
you
forgot."
you put Hannah with
I did. I
yeah,
messed with the
and
dummies.
Paul with them dodgy dolls. And
Oh
I kind
dear.
of picked Paul up, and he kind of seemed very appreciative, right? I
No.
put him in his rocking chair, and then he sort of made himself comfortable.
Well,
He didn't
we've
just slide down. It's like he moved to get comfy, and it's like, what the hell? Did
with
I
the
see
dummy
that?
with Paul the dummy,
It's
not
a
me,
mannequin's little
not me, Paul, the other
mannequin.
Paul the dummy. You know, we've sometimes been in the room and it's moved and we're thinking, is it us? Have we touched it? Thank you, Karen. Have we touched it? Did the vibration of the floorboards make it move?
Yeah, that's it.
And then so you do. I get what people try to rationalize things. I get that because you try
Yeah,
and put on it. You do try and reason that, but sometimes we've heard noises in there when no one's been in there. No
that's
one's been
right.
in there, and it's like, you know what I mean. And it could be outside influence. It could be anything, but
Yeah,
you
it's when the creatures are running.
know, oh,
You hear the
yeah.
creatures, it's like, what the hell? It's like when I used to go in the attic room more so then than now. Used to hear them scuttling like little oh god, with claws and stuff. It's like,
Well, when
wow.
I think when Neil and Jane first mentioned the creatures years ago, we were like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And then this is the gospel truth. I was with James Pikett.
Oh, right, yeah,
Saw
cool.
something. He saw something, and he tried to describe it, and it was like I think what he said, like a frog with a tail, because obviously frogs don't have long
Oh,
tails.
yeah.
But then Jane drew it, and it was like that. And it's
Oh,
like,
my
this is
God.
this is JP, this is James, who I trust impeccably. If he said he saw something, then he probably thought he saw something. And I
Yeah.
saw something on the floor wiggle away and everything. And then I think we were at an event with Viv, and she sometimes the power of suggestion can play into people's hands, can't it?
Yeah.
There was no mention of the creatures at all from Neil and Jane. And Viv all night and a couple of other friends had scratching and felt something around the legs, but nothing was mentioned about the creatures. Then when a break happened, went downstairs to the tea room or whatever, and
Yeah.
then she mentioned, yeah, I feel like I've been scratched and everything, or something around my legs. And then Neil and Jane mentioned, yeah, well, there's creatures up there apparently, and it's like, what, no mention. Sometimes the power of suggestion can play. If
Yeah.
you hear about creatures, then but they were never mentioned before Viv had said what she said. So
Yeah.
it's just,
The funniest I had of that, we went into the attic room, sat around the table, and Daniel Hopkinson arrived. He's Birmingham, and he sat at the table, and all of a sudden he looked down at his feet and started freaking out, like, "What are these on my feet?" So he actually saw them, and he just freaked because he'd just seen all these things running around his
I
feet.
know people.
And it is
People
great
think.
when you get that validation,
I know
isn't it?
people will probably think, what are you talking about? But if you kind of love or believe in the ghost, that kind of thing, why can't there be creatures roaming? I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
you know, I guess a skeptic would probably say, yeah, you're talking nonsense. But if you believe in the ghost or you believe in some kind of paranormal, why can't there be creatures of not of this world, roaming around every now and then, elementals or whatever you want to call them?
yeah,
It's
that's
an
right.
amazing. Honestly, I know I'm smiling,
Oh,
but I love the paranormal. I love it with a passion. I really do.
yeah, it's like even where how far do you go? Loch Ness monster. We don't know, do we? It's just fascinating. The whole cryptids, the whole field is just
Yeah,
amazing, isn't it?
cryptozoology,
We haven't
and
seen or experienced doesn't mean like it's just like whatever people have experienced there. Well, it's just because maybe we haven't seen something yet.
yeah,
And
I,
it's just fascinating.
I respect or try and respect anybody's view or opinion on the
That's right.
paranormal, whether they're skeptical or they're paranormal. And if someone says they've seen something, I'm not going to doubt them. Never going to
That's
doubt
right.
them.
Yeah,
But if someone gives a reason for why that person might have seen it, then I'm not going to doubt them either. Because I
that's
think
right.
you can talk to a skeptic, you can talk to a believer, and you can talk to somewhere in between, and you can get three different explanations
That's right.
of one happening. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
So it's you just have to respect, be kind, be courteous, respect people's opinions and views.
that is so true.
If people
Yeah.
want to go to locations and debunk, that's their calling. That's
Yeah,
fine. If people want to go to an event and have fun, that's their calling too. If
that's
people
it.
want to go and research and learn about themselves more, again, that's fine.
Yeah,
This
that's right.
paranormal world is amazing, and the locate as long as we all keep doing that, then it's fine.
Yeah, it's definitely like we're all paying whatever pounds per for a night out, aren't we?
It is,
And
and it's
as
not.
long as all the people that you're with are of the same idea of what you don't
Oh,
want to sort of go out and everyone else is doing a hen party.
no,
You
but
just want to be among like-minded, even people you haven't met who just go and even
yeah,
if you
I
have
mean,
got differences of opinion and stuff, you know, it's,
I mean, different opinions is fine. I don't believe
yeah,
there's that much. I don't believe, and I'm probably wrong, but I don't believe there's that much fakery in the paranormal. I really don't. There's clickbait and that kind of thing and everything,
oh,
but I really don't believe. Maybe it's because of the people in my circle. I don't believe there's that much fakery. It can happen. Don't
oh
get me wrong.
God,
It can
yeah,
happen, but I don't believe there's that much. And it said before, in life, you can fake things in life on any subject. But
Yeah.
I don't, and I know fakery happens in the
Oh,
paranormal,
well,
but
yeah,
I don't believe it. People think it happens. I
yeah,
think a lot of people out there are just trying to find out more about themselves, but about the paranormal, find out more about the journey they're on, find more about the great locations we go to.
yeah,
I don't see the point in going to an event, paying pounds to go to an event, and moving something up by yourself just to try and
yeah,
generate a few scares.
yes.
I'm sure it does happen, but I think it's very, very tiny. I'm sure it does. And people may
Yeah,
disagree.
you're right.
Fine.
Actually, it's just me being more cynical, really. Not to do like things with tabletopping with people I don't kind of know. Well, people are like who aren't experienced or I don't know that well. I
I
don't
don't know. I
know.
mean,
I think I've been caught out before. I think the first time I did
I think probably
tabletopping.
you can be scarred, but I
Yeah,
think trust.
I think
I
this is what
think
it goes down to.
I
I
think
was
trust is.
adamant on social media. I did it. I took part and it wasn't pushed. And then someone actually proved it was pushed. And it's like,
Yeah,
that was my first experience of it. And
yeah. I
it's
mean,
like,
I think
I
I
guess
think
that's why I am, really. Yeah.
Yeah,
Blame it.
well, you're not wrong in having that opinion, Jacqueline. You're not
Yeah.
wrong.
Everyone's got their
But
own thoughts.
we are
Yeah.
scarred and we are battle
Yeah.
weary in our
God,
life
yeah.
experiences. You know,
Yeah.
there has to be an element of trust in people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay 40 quid, 50 quid to go to an event and move things around on my own accord
Oh,
just for
no,
a laugh.
that's right. No,
But
I wouldn't.
some people may. But
Yeah, that's
I really
right.
think I really think it's a tiny amount of.
I think it's true. I think you're right. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think it's
because
I think it's sometimes how maybe it's things are embellished sometimes. Maybe sometimes things are embellished, but I don't believe there's that much. And of course, Paranormal TV may only show certain things, because let's not forget Paranormal TV. If you love it or hate it, what you only see is 45 minutes of a show.
it's the
There's
best
probably
bit.
6 hours of footage that they've chopped
Oh,
together.
definitely. Yeah.
So so you're not gonna get a full. Anybody who thinks Paranormal TV is like a full investigation needs to go on an investigation. It's not. There's lots of quiet times in a ghost hunt,
Oh,
at a
gosh, yeah.
location. A TV show is the best of things, and a lot of it. If you add up all the time, about 20 minutes worth of a ghost hunt, because there's a lot of history stuff and a lot of talking and a lot of discussion with the owners, that kind of thing, and everything around itself. So I love Paranormal TV. I love it, but I know what it is. I know what it is and what it does. It's great.
Yeah.
It's entertainment, and it's entertainment, paranormal entertainment, and that is a bigger part of paranormal as anything else is these days.
Oh, that's right. And it certainly got me into it.
Exactly.
About
And
the original entertainment shows, most haunted, that's what got me into it. I went to my
as
first event the year after it started.
as for a lot of people,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
one of them. I loved Most Haunted when it first came out in
Oh, gosh,
2002.
I did.
There
Yeah.
was something different to
Yeah.
somebody who loves the paranormal, and then all of a sudden this brand new show comes on telly.
Yeah. And they're showing you how to do it, how to try it.
Although I also love Scream. Remember a squad called Scream Team?
Oh, God, yeah.
Phil
Vaguely.
Wyman was in it. They were
Oh,
basically
wow.
Phil and five others going around locations in the UK in a camper van. But what they
Cool.
did different to Most Haunted was they investigated the town or the place where they were rather than
Yeah.
just one location. So they would,
Oh,
and it
okay.
was really good. That was really good too. But
Yeah.
I think Living TV at the time realised that this is popular,
Yeah.
sort of, and they put loads of there was Dead Haunted with Gail Porter and Chris
Yeah.
Fleming.
That's right.
There was the 2002 and that decade onwards. There was some great shows out there,
Definitely.
great
Yeah.
shows.
That's
And
good.
then, of course, social media exploded, bang, boom, and paranormal was in your face more than ever before. Yeah, I think we started talking about the paranormal and everything. It's a passion of mine,
It,
as it has been for
yeah.
many years.
It
It's a
is.
hobby. I love doing
Fascinating.
it. I absolutely love doing it. the
And then you've
magazine.
got the working side, the working side of it with the magazine.
Yeah,
How
the
long does it
magazine.
take you to do like one?
Say again. Sorry, I missed that.
How long does it take to do one magazine?
Well, the magazine's quarterly, so we're out 4 times a year. We'd like to
Yeah,
do 5 and 6 eventually, but it's
yeah,
all about
but it's
finances and
time. Yeah,
everything. It probably takes us, well, there's a 3 month gap between magazines.
yeah,
And it probably takes us 6 to 8 weeks to do it from start to finish in terms of
yeah,
ideas. The writers send their bits to us. Work, because I think it's a 100-page magazine. There's about 20 to 25 features in each issue. So I've got about, over the last 6 months, I've got about 80 features to try and fit into one magazine. So some features have to go to the next issue, but that's fine.
yeah.
It's not a bad thing. I'd rather have a lot of features rather than worry about what to put in the magazine.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, it's, Andy does a cracking job with the design. I mean,
Oh God, the designs are
yeah,
brilliant. Yeah.
because and everything.
Oh, it's
He's
fantastic.
the guy who puts all the jigsaw pieces together and
Yeah,
everything. But we always say it's about Team Haunted. It's not just Andy and myself. Yeah, you may see Andy and myself talk about the magazine, but it's writers,
yeah,
readers, supporters, people who send us things, people who comment on the magazine. It's a massive team game.
yeah.
There's features
It's lovely you think of it that way. That's nice.
It always has
Yeah,
been. Always
yeah,
to us. It's been. We always said it's a magazine we want to see in the shops, and if we saw it in the shop, we buy it ourselves.
yeah.
You know,
That's it.
yeah, you want to draw people in from all spectrums of life. All people, all walks of life. You want features. You want to do a feature that may be more academic, but you want people to read it, get drawn into it, and then make up their own opinion. There's history, there's ghosts, there's locations. It's we enjoy doing it, and I think as long as we enjoy doing it, then it'll be what it will be.
Yeah.
But I have to give testament to the writers. They just wow. They just blow the features out of the water. They get better and better.
Oh,
And
that's
we always want to
brilliant.
be different. We don't want to be the same every issue. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
that's
common
it.
theme is paranormal. That's fair enough. And hauntings, but there's some quite probing features in this next issue, quite maybe controversial and everything. But we don't see it as a bad thing because the paranormal can be controversial.
Gosh. Yeah.
Paranormal, the paranormal can be different. So why can't a magazine about paranormal be controversial and different? We're not saying that the magazine is the Bible. It's not the Bible on the paranormal. There isn't one on the paranormal. We're saying that these writers have put these features together. We think they're bloody brilliant. Read them, see what you think, and then go away believing in what you've written, what you've read or not. So
Yeah.
I think Lauren just mentioned Kate Ray. Yeah, Kate Ray has wrote, and Kate Ray writes
Kate's
amazing.
at the Paramount, isn't she?
Yeah, Kate's at the
Yeah.
Paramount, and she writes.
Yeah.
She's amazing, as all the writers are. Even Lauren and
Yeah.
everything, and everybody involved in the magazine, even people who support it and write it and read it. They're just great
Bless
people,
you.
and
That's lovely.
thank
It's
you.
lovely. No, it's lovely that you think that way because people don't know. You have said this. People just see a magazine. They don't know. The community, what goes with it in a way. What you're speaking of, and
I think you've
yeah,
I think you've hit the nail on the head. It is a community.
yeah, you captured more than the people who contribute and publishing, but it is about everyone, and that is.
And people, we had people say, "Oh, well, I've never written before." So what? If you want to write something, send it to us. And more often than not, it's bloody brilliant. Honestly, people, first-time writers,
Wow.
never. I always say to people, never think you can't write. You can write. Just write about what you want to write about. Don't be fooled into thinking you have to be knowledgeable and you have to have written before. There's always in life. Your first time's always the first time. It can't be your second time. It's always your first time. So if you're ready to write and you want to write, send it in. We've had lots of people who've written first time, and they've written books and plays since then. So it's kind of nice that with me and Andy, we never say, oh, you need to have experience No, you
Oh,
don't.
that is so cool because I have written 2 articles. I used to write for another magazine,
Oh yeah,
Living
honestly,
Paranormal
anybody,
magazine,
yourself included, Jacqueline, anybody listening
uh,
or watching or
and I've
reading,
kind of written a book as well. I'm just on the editing
please,
stage. I'm just
you
trying to
know,
talk that through, but
because
yeah.
sometimes 500 words or 3,000 words, you can say so much in 500 words as you can in 3,000 words.
Oh,
We
definitely, yeah,
publish one-page features and six-page features. Sometimes
yeah,
six-page features, you need that to get your point across, but sometimes a 500-page feature, one-page feature, sorry, 500,000 words is powerful enough to get in a magazine.
yeah. Oh,
And
that's brilliant then. So, if anyone's interested, how
yeah,
should they email you
search
or?
for the Haunted Magazine on the socials, and you'll find
Yeah,
us somewhere knocking
yeah.
around
And
somewhere.
then just contact them by Messenger. Yeah,
Yeah, Messenger or Twitter. Can you call
yeah.
it Twitter now? Is it Twitter or is it
Oh, I
X?
don't know. It's got an
Ah,
X on, so God knows what it's called. Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I've
yeah.
even tried that new one as well. What's out? Threads or
Threads.
something. Yeah.
I registered for Threads, but
I know.
I forget about it because I do like Twitter. I do like X, but I use that more than Instagram. Instagram I can take or leave because
Yeah.
it's pictures and words. With Twitter, it's more words. So
Yeah.
I like that. With Threads, I'm on it, but I forget I'm on it. If that makes sense, because because I like to write and everything. So Andy's put the thank you,
Yeah.
Andy.
Extra.
It is my email address. I forgot my email.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
So there you go,
honestly,
Linda. They just
it's
send
great
it
working
in
with
or anyone.
it's great working with Andy because we are so different. Honestly,
Oh,
no, honestly, and that I think that's what helps the magazine because we're so different.
yeah,
If I
that's
was
cool.
more, if we were alike, the magazine might not be what it is. But because we're so different in terms of technology, he loves AI and all the gadgets, and
Oh,
I'm a
good.
Luddite. I like back of fat packet or back of beer coast writing on beer
Yeah.
mats, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I like
That's
that
cool.
thing and everything. But I embrace technology, but I just don't. I can't work these gadgets that come out and go. I can't work out these gadgets. Who knows how they work? You know what I mean? It's they're great
Yeah.
gadgets. Don't get me wrong, but I think Neil and Jane have got some more research centre.
They have, and I
You
saw
know,
one last night.
is it good?
Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's 3 names, and I'm shocking at names, so I don't know which one of
Oh,
the 3 it is.
yeah.
But it's like a handheld REM pod thing,
Yeah.
and
I think you
yeah,
mentioned
it
it
was
on Grandpa.
interesting, and it it works that you can hold it and you don't affect it, and yeah,
It's just
it looked good. It really did.
it's
Here
like
we go, Ames. Yeah, I saw it last night. It was
that's
good.
the REM port. The REM port, I think she means. Yeah, the REM port.
A REM port, yeah, and
The
there's
REM port. Yeah.
2 other ports as
The
well.
thing
So
about gadgets is, again, gadgets. I can take them or leave them. I get the
yeah,
purpose. I don't
yeah,
understand how they work. Somebody say to me, "How does a gadget work?" I say, "Ask Andy how it works." I don't know how it works. You know what I mean? I love
yeah.
the Alice box. I love the Alice box or the Alice.
Yes.
The app. That's amazing. To be fair,
Had some great evidence with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mansfield, the village.
yeah,
It's like, can you say goodbye, everyone? And it said goodbye. It's like,
yeah.
wow.
And it's like it shouldn't work, but it does because it's nothing more than a random word generator, or so they say. It's got 10,000 words programmed into it, and a lot of the words at the time don't make sense. But when something comes through that does make sense,
That's right.
your ears pick up, thinking, well, it's just said say goodbye. And we've asked for a name before. We've asked for a name of a person, and a person's name has come up, and it might be just pure coincidence.
Yeah.
It might be a pure coincidence. I was just reading Anders and everything, but I just love the fact that it's on the Alice box. Anything, we ask for like names or dates and everything, or we ask to say something. It'll say like, something ridiculous, and if you can also log the words, and Alice, you can log the words on like a log typewriter type thing.
Yeah, that's
And a lot
right.
of we have a lot of names come through sometimes, and then sometimes it goes
Yeah.
quiet. So you think, well, it can't just be random because it goes quiet for a long period of time.
Yeah.
There's no GPS and there's no internet, there's no broadband with it, there's no, everything doesn't work, it doesn't know where you are, that kind of thing. So it's just amazing gadget. Of course, the what's it called? The Eddie. Is the Eddie one that they do
Yeah.
temperature and all sorts, and the
Yeah, I've
REM
got
pod.
the EDI, yeah.
Yeah, EDI.
I
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
going to get it out. I must have it right near me because I used it last night. But
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
awesome. And, that reacted a couple of times last night. And it's like, well, why? Like at once it was because an app was on, so that was setting it off. But
Well,
other
and
times
then
it was going off for no reason. So that was, yeah.
and then the temperature one, the one that was temperature, the Eddie one. And
Yeah,
then when there's like 7 of you in a close room, you imagine, right, okay, 7 people in a close room, it's going to get warmer, yeah? When it get
yeah,
warmer, temperature drops. It's like,
yeah,
okay, why's it dropped? A lot.
yeah,
We're not
exactly.
talking 0.1, we're talking like 2, 3 degrees. Well, why has
And
that
if you
dropped?
ask it to take it down 10 degrees or something and it does it, it's like, what the hell, and
Exactly.
you can get
Exactly.
ridiculous.
Well, then people will say, well, if the spirits or the ghosts are that clever to affect the gadgets, why can't they just show themselves? So it's like an ever evolving
Oh,
circle of
yeah.
of things. That's what I said at the start. People will be 100 years time talking about this.
It's just
And that's what I love
fascinating.
about it.
Like
Yeah, it
Ames
is.
has mentioned these Ouija dice, and I
Oh,
I was up at the centre, so Ames got them out, and she did it. My damn family came through.
we
Dad's name, Ron, Marilyn, and everything. It's like, oh, what's my dog? And that came through, and it's like, what's going on? And Adam,
Ames. I think Ames is amazing. She
she
showed us the
is
Ouija.
wonderful. Yeah.
She showed us the Ouija dice a few months back, and what a clever invention it is.
It's
Because
yeah,
you've got all these words and letters and numbers, and there's no, all you're doing is shaking them and rolling them and whatever.
yeah.
So there's kind of no interaction. You're not pushing something. They
Right.
just land how they land. So it's clever, very, very, very clever.
And
You know,
when it's direct response, you ask a question and then you can spell out and you see it.
yeah,
Ah, it's amazing, isn't it?
it is good. It is good. It's and long may it continue, Jacqueline. That's all I can say.
Oh
Long
my
may it
God,
continue.
yeah, just let's get out there and just enjoy it. No, I haven't, and I can't get any by Saturday now. Unless we'll think about that one, Sarah. Sarah will be out with Chris. Sarah was at Matlock.
I think AIM should. I think AIM should get some out and copyright and sell them. You know what I mean?
Oh, blimey, yeah, definitely.
Honestly, it's a cracking idea. It's a great idea. And Michelle, I think Michelle popped up earlier on. Michelle,
Oh,
um,
Michelle's wonderful. Yeah, I've met Michelle a few
she's great.
times
Yeah,
on
she's
there
great.
lately.
She
Yeah.
designs her own gadgets,
Oh
and
gosh, she does. Yeah, that little
at
ghost one. That's cute.
a time of cost of living crisis when gadgets prices are through the roof. Sometimes, the gadget. If you could afford to buy a gadget, fair enough. But Michelle brings out these gadgets.
She's brilliant.
REM pods, Boo Bears, our own versions of them, and a lot cheaper than shop prices. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
and dowsing rods. It's just amazing what Michelle does.
Yeah, I've seen that little ghost thing she's got. It's wonderful, isn't it?
There's so many. This is the thing. There's so many people with talent. So many people who are good and great in the paranormal world. It's just it's not. It's lovely how.
Yeah, it
It's
is
lovely how
wonderful,
it
isn't
is.
it?
It is, and we see people on a regular basis, Inkley and everything, and just to see them again is just to get a hug off them. You know what I mean? You get a hug
Oh my
and
God,
just have a
yeah.
chat. And
Yeah, that's it. Like last night, I was looking at Ames and Barry, and yeah, and it's there, and I can't wait to see Sarah
I think
next week.
I think I said this in a post
The cat ball stands.
on Twitter a few weeks ago. I said that I quite enjoy the social interaction of the paranormal more than I do investigating, and I love investigating. I love ghost hunting, but I love the crack and the buzz and the vibe more. I love chatting to people who are into paranormal more than actually being sat in a room calling out.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy that. Don't get me wrong, but I love the interaction more.
Yeah. Oh,
That
it's
makes sense.
terrible when I go to locations because you're so busy catching up. It's like, no, we've got to go investigate. That's what we're here for. But oh my gosh,
No, I think
it's so lovely
people,
to meet
I think
people.
people, especially since COVID. I think when obviously for 18 months none of us could meet up and everything.
Oh
I
yeah.
think people do like meeting up, and yeah, the ghost hunt is the first and foremost what you're going to do. But we've turned up at an event, and we've all hosted an event, and we've chatted for half an hour. When I thought about the best ghost hunt night, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? You just lose time so much, don't
you?
you?
Do lose track of time. Yeah, you do lose
Like
track of time.
tonight's going so quickly. Like we haven't got long left, but
We've got
Eternal
5 minutes.
Beauty's got a good question. Do you ever worry something evil coming through or attachments?
No, I don't. Sorry, I don't know. I
I
don't know
don't
whether that's ignorance, or just I just don't worry about it.
I don't worry about it. I just take them home with me.
I think, well, this is a true story. I put it on for Amy's Confessions. We did an event once. I think I've told people before. We did an event once, and the guests were on the Ouija board, and they were doing the planchette thing and everything. And when they finished, they said, "Can you close the board down?" So I looked at Andy, and Andy will verify this. And so, well, I just close the box. That's all I do. I just, fold the box over, put the planchette, and then put the box and put it back on the toy shelf. That's what, you know what I mean? So it's, I know there's probably more of a dark side to the paranormal than there is, but I don't really worry about evil attachments. I think there's so much evil in life and so much badness in life that that can happen. So, but no,
it's funny because we went to Gresley Hall yesterday, and this guy picked up that the witch from Paranormal Research Centre was there. So we don't know if it went with Amy, Barry, me, or Amanda. But it turned up. But there you go. He described it, and then Amy worked out who he was talking about.
Just before we finish, you mentioned Barry. What a great guy Barry is.
Oh, absolutely awesome what Barry's done. Really, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure a lot of us know Barry's story over the last year and a bit and everything.
He has come so far. It's fantastic.
But it's just one of these people you can warm to, and him and Ames, and most people in paranormal, you get on with, and it's just, just great to see that. It's great to catch up with people. It really is great to catch up with people every now and then. You might not see them for a year if they're at the next Parabutte or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to bump into them and chat with them and everything. And it's just great. It's a wonderful. If you love being in the paranormal, then you love it. It's great. It's a great industry, a great niche, a great passion to be a part of.
It is. Yeah. It's what you make it, isn't it?
I think it is what you make it. And whether you're a skeptic, whether you're a believer, whether you're sat on the fence, it's your journey. And
that's right.
No matter how far or up or down the journey you are, then you just keep doing what you're doing. Have fun.
Yeah, that's it.
Have fun, enjoy it, and do it.
And we can be from different walks of life, do different jobs, whatever. We don't even know what any of us do, really, do we? We just meet up at a weekend and we just do this thing, work together, and here we go, and that's it. Hashtag proud to be paranormal.
Yeah, you do, and then you chat. It kind of is like a big, club where you're all in it for the same reason, but you're not. If that makes sense, you all love the paranormal, but you all love different aspects of the paranormal.
That's right, yeah. And it's just gelling and working together, and you've got your own skill set, what you're adding to it as well. So, like you said, you're not tech. You do one thing and that's it, but it's just fantastic. But
I am so not tech. Honestly, I am.
I lose the battery chargers. I do. I buy all these damn cameras and I can't find the right fit to go in to charge it
all the gadgets are called things, flashy thing, lighty thing,
bloody beeping things for me.
Beepy thing, yeah.
What's that beeping things they get on my.
But that's me. I can't change. I don't want to. I can't pretend to be something I'm not. I'm not. I'm just me. And I think if you're honest in yourself in the paranormal, you'll enjoy it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
a quickie on a full spirit figure. I've seen something gain a face. Have you seen those?
No, I've not seen a full spirit.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us anyway.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you for everybody who's
I can't believe it's taken so long to talk to you, but hey.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks
See
for
you at
everyone who's
Parameet. Yeah.
watched. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for everyone who's watched and everything. And take care, look after yourselves and enjoy. All right then, take care. Thank you. Bye.